It is time for us to go ahead and start the panel, and we are going to go ahead and start by introducing ourselves. There are four of us. There is CJ back there closing the door like a gentleman. There are two people. Both of them are named James.
Hi.
And my name is Joey. And we are going to go ahead and introduce ourselves more properly, and we are going to tell y'all why we did this and what got us into this crazy rabbit hole. Who wants to go first? James will. I'll get it out of the way.
Hi everybody. My name is James. I've been a big Type Moon fan ever since the original Fate Stay Night anime in like 2006.
Yep.
Yeah, 2006. It's been crazy long. Went through the crazy rush that was Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works, and then Fate Grand Order came out and everything changed. And honestly, Type Moon's been pretty relevant. More so recently than you'd think, but I've just been a really big fan of the series, and I like most of the projects and a lot of the characters. I still play Fate Grand Order to this day. I don't know why, but I still do. But more on that later.
Alright, I am the other James. Hello. I got into Fate with the Fate Stay Night original anime by Dean, and ever since then I've kind of just been hooked on it. I've read Tsukihime, I read the Fate Stay Night visual novel, and I've really kind of fell in love with the universe, and I've always, tried to follow at least the big releases, although recently I haven't been following it as closely as some others. But recently I've just absolutely loved the Heaven's Field movies by Ufotable, so definitely hoping to see more awesome stuff like that.
All right, so my name is Clinton Bradley. I got into Type Moon back in 2010 by stumbling upon the original Fate Stay Night anime as well, the Studio Dean one. And that led me down the rabbit hole. I started doing cosplays from it, and met these guys in 2014 at MomoCon, where they did the very first Type Moon Universe fan panel. And we decided to collaborate. We've been doing this ever since. So we've done this at every single Anime Week in Atlanta and MomoCon since then. And I'm just extremely passionate about this franchise and about the cosplay community. And like I said, we've been doing this for more than a decade now. I think as far as like having organized Fate photo shoots, we've actually had them for 10 years now, which just blows my mind when you consider how of an obscure niche Type Moon once was. And even though, Type Moon has kind of come a little bit out of the mainstream popularity in the recent years, as long as there are Fate cosplayers, there will always be a Fate photo shoot. So I'm committed to that. So that is me.
I've been given a mic for some reason, but my name is Joey, and I got started with Type Moon when me and one of my college friends money matched our way into a Japanese PS2, and we then decided to go, oh look, here's this obscure Japanese game, what's it called, Melty Blood. And we decided to learn how to play it, even though neither of us knew how to read Japanese. So I had to print out the Game Facts guide for the storyline, which was like 400 pages long. My parents fucking hated me. And then I played through the entire thing. I got all the endings. I hated myself, and then I got good at Melty Blood because I played it too much. And then I found out that was connected to Tsukihime, which I found out was made by some nerd named Nasu. And then Nasu also wrote Fate. And then I met some friends in college, these two. We started a panel back at MomoCon, and then someone was at that panel, that guy, and here we are. So, it's a, yeah, thank you. Sometimes it's, and I'm sure most of you already know this, it's really fucking weird when some of your hobbies actually turn into something that's somewhat viable. It's really fucking weird. But either way, and that is our introductions. And we're going to move on from introductions straight into fucking fighting. So, as most of you know, Melty Blood has had its sequel in the past 2 years. It's called Actinets. Oh my god. I'm thinking too much in the past. I'm thinking of good Melty Blood games. I'm sorry. I jest. I really like Type Lumina. I just prefer the older ones. But, that being said, we are going to have ourselves a little fun because I want to have another multi-blood cockfight.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, here is what's going to happen. If you wish to compete in our multi-blood cockfight, we only have time for one round, sadly. What we are going to do is we are going to play Actress Again Current Code. Because this is my panel, and I choose the coping mechanism. So, we are going to play a little one round of Actress Again Current Code. I would like people who want to play, but have never played this game before.
I've never played the game before.
If you have never played the game before, I will put your hands down. Please. Give me a moment. Allow me to explain how this is going to work. We have 2 fighting sticks up here. I apologize if you don't know how to use fighting sticks. Fucking figure it out.
That's the point.
And we will. Who wants to pick people? Who wants to pick people?
All right, hold on. Before we pick people, this is still experimental. Let's make sure it works.
What?
So let's launch.
You better not open Minecraft.
We can do PvP
Yo,
Minecraft.
mod multi-blood into Minecraft. Let's fucking go.
We'll add it to the server.
So, now this is what we're gonna do now. CJ, do you wanna find somebody?
I could.
Either James's, do you wanna find somebody?
I'll leave it to you.
All right, that's
My
fair.
problem is I know
All
so
right.
many people.
Hopefully we don't break the speakers. So, this is what's going to happen. I want 2 people who have never played multi-blood before. I want you 2 to battle for my amusement, but you will also be battling for fabulous prizes. I
I've never
have
played the hiding game before.
a tiny boy wanderer. Look at this cute fucker. He's beautiful. I have a wall scroll that's honestly something. I honestly don't know what this is.
It's
Hold on.
Betty Boy.
Oh, it's Bedivere. We got a Bedivere wall scroll. And the last prize that I am offering is a print of everybody's incredibly freaky nursery rhyme. By the way, if you are interested in knowing who drew this, it is Amanda Corondo and their oh my god, work card thing is back here. Business card, thank you. I know words. Anyway, so go.
Excuse me, I suck at video games.
I never played a fighting game.
Yeah, come on up. Yeah, here.
All right, and
Neko Arc is making a very compelling argument here.
But I hate Mecha War.
I hope you're
You know what? Fine, fuck it. Mecha War. Let's go. All right.
I hope you're ready for the most mediocre entertainment ever.
Probably.
I don't play fighting games, don't worry.
All right. So,
Put the stick in your laps.
luckily, one of the things that I love about Melty Blood, if you have never played it before, it is an incredibly approachable fighting game. It is honestly not that hard to get used to, not that hard to get used to the bread and butters. However, if you want to get good, that's when it's going to get a little harder, and that'll be when you figure it out. God damn, they're good. Jesus. I know this is They're playing with no fucking hands. They're monsters. Let's fucking go. All right. Yes, of course.
Just don't accidentally pause the game.
Yeah,
That happened last time.
Who do we got? Who do we got? There is Neko Arc.
You said we don't know how to play, that's the point.
Fair enough.
The bottom left.
I push your buttons.
No. All right.
There. All right. Don't worry about styles.
I like long straight first, that way I don't have to approach you.
All right, seal. Okay, we got seal.
I don't know what to do.
Hit the bottom button one more time. There you go. That works. E. Pick a color. Pick a stage. It doesn't matter what it was.
Yeah, that was.
Yes, it's Animal Crossing. Totally.
I gotta play that.
If that's what helps you sleep at night, let's go. Oh, Lord. Fucking hate it. All right, let's go. All right. Oh, look at movement. We got movement. Oh, we got touches. We got healing for no reason. Let's go. All right. Yeah. There it is. Oh. She figured out the code. She cracked the code. Let's go. That's one down. It's best 2 out of 3. Let's see how it is. It's best 2 out of 3. You still got a chance. Just keep hitting buttons.
Press the button.
Not that button. That's the shield button. Hit the buttons that hit things. Let's go! Wow, it's like I'm watching Type Lumina. There's no more cards. Let's go!
How do I shield?
It's okay. You can hold back or press out. Yeah. Captivating gameplay right here. Oh, God. Okay, we got all that down. Oh, God. You keep getting baby taps. Alright, so.
I should know better than Count Chibi.
So.
You did amazing.
Indeed. Decor! You have the decision. What do you want?
I'll take the little waiver. I like waiver.
Good choice.
Alright. Oh, waiver is over here. I got it. Kobe.
I just get shame, right?
Huh?
I just get shame, right?
No. Do you want stuff?
Yes.
Alright, what do you want? Bet. Alright. Cole. Alright. Little bit of melty blood to start the battle.
To get the blood flowing up from
To get
the
All right, get out of your own panel. So, now that the cockfight is over, we will now move on with our normally scheduled program, which is us talking about various things that have come out or are preparing to come out in the Fate universe, in the Type Moon universe. And we will go ahead and get started with Prismahilia!
Who has seen this? A couple of people. So the Prisma Ilia continuity in the later stage of the story is actually getting really good. So this is the continuation of Oath Under Snow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. It takes place after that. Really good. I personally still have a hard time getting into Prisma Ilia because the early parts of it feature so much like lolly content, which is very hard for me to stomach because of the implications. But I'm told that the later parts of Prisma Ilia, and a certain somebody in the audience actually gave me a copy of Oath Under Snow to bully me into watching it. And it is great, so I presume this is great as well. It just has not been localized yet in any way. So,
Anyone want to talk about it? James?
Me?
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so a lot, as CJ mentioned, Prisma Ilia has like, you know, some issues that people bring up a lot, but honestly, if you get past those things, Prisma Ilia is probably like either the second or the third best Fate work out right now. Like, it's pretty good, but you gotta get through some stuff. But, you know, I understand that sometimes it's really hard to get through those things, but it's pretty good, honestly. I think it's got an implementation of a lot of good characters, especially if you see like Oath Under Snow and you like the boy Shiro. That's pretty good.
a best version of Shiro,
Like, objectively.
I mean, he's kind of just Heaven's Feel Shiro, but just different. He's like, okay, that's spoilers.
more realized than, yeah.
Moving on. We have Tsukihime Remake is finally getting an official English.
Wait. It's not official.
No, you didn't say that. If you're from Type Mid, I'm sorry, we didn't say that.
Why do you guys insist on
says
taking
fake
a shit on
translation on
my
the
dreams?
side.
It's not official, so there's no official English translation yet. There has been you can currently play the Arcade route that's been fan translated on a Switch emulator on PC.
If I keep saying it, maybe it'll come true.
Maybe one day.
Okay, well, then please just say it as often, like, just keep saying it for the entire
I mean, it'll happen eventually. I'm pretty sure with the release of Mahoyo coming out later this year, if the sales are good, there may be indication that we will get Tsukihime in English.
Fair.
And frankly, I hope they do, because basically all they would have to do is just translate the script and give us an English localization of the PS4, Switch, and Steam versions, and just call it a day. I mean, that's basically what they did with Melty Blood, and I was hoping that by localizing Type Lumina and releasing it on Steam, PS4, Switch, etc., that it would drive people's interest in the Tsukihime storyline in the West. But from what I understand, Type Lumina is kind of light on story anyway, so it doesn't really tie in that much to the Tsukihime. But has anybody played the fan-translated Arcade route of the?
Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Is it good?
It's extremely fucking good.
All right, that's good to hear.
YouTube, does that count?
Yeah, I mean, if you've read the story of the remake, then I know there were some. From what I was told by a good friend of mine who goes to a lot of West Coast cons and is fluent in Japanese, he said there were some changes made to the remake that may not sit well with every fan, but in total, it's still a good experience. So I highly recommend anybody check that out.
And now, I want to talk a little bit about the thing I like the most that I have gotten my hands on. I'm good.
He doesn't want to like.
I don't need no mic. I want to talk a little bit about the thing that I like the most that's come over in the past year and a half, and that is Fate Type Redline. It's finally started to get translated, and it is fantastic. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It is the way that it is a Grail War, or it is a past Grail War. It is the Japanese Grail War that happened during World War II. Yes.
When did they release the first volume?
We don't know.
Officially, I do not know, but there are a lot of scantillation people that have done the translation. Those are the ones that I've read, and it is about the World War II Grail War that happened in Imperial Japan. And it is about probably the most practical mage you've ever met in your life. Giving you an idea, I consider him the most competent mage to ever exist. The main reason why, he knows how to use a phone. If you did not know that, he knows how to use a phone. Not only does he know how to use a phone, he knows how to repair a phone. And he uses magic to repair it. It is beautiful. I relate to this man incredibly.
Like Shiro does? Isn't that Shiro?
Yes. He's more competent than Shiro, don't worry about it.
Isn't it also
Well, yes, of course it's an Issei guy because he gets teleported back in time.
Yeah.
Either way. So, and the other reason why I would highly recommend reading it is it has the version of Oda Nobunaga that I actually like. I am going to be 100%. I do not really like Nobunaga in Grand Order. She kind of rubbed me the wrong way with how goofy she was.
Same.
In this, she is batshit insane and is wanting to kill literally everything, which is more from what I am more familiar with how Nobunaga is historic. Yes.
What's your class?
Archer.
How many volumes?
To the ones that I know right now, it is 7.
It's chapter 16 though.
It's chapter 16 right now, but I think there's 7 volumes or something. So, does anyone else want to talk about? No? Okay, cool.
I was going to go on a slight tangent about Nobunaga for a second.
Yeah, it can wait. It can wait. We'll move on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, this is something that has been announced between the last panel and now, is that Unlimited Blade Works is getting its own manga adaptation. Who here has read the currently in existence Fate Stay Night manga that exists? So that manga was originally, I think, 13 or 14 volumes in Japan. But its publisher in the West was Tokyo Pop, who went out of business and failed to publish after the 9th volume. The storyline of that manga, this is only spoilers. This is not spoilers because you would have to know the context of Fate Stay Night to know what I'm about to say. But the story that they chose to adapt for that manga was the Fate route until the fight with Saber versus Medusa, and then for some reason it makes a hard left turn into Unlimited Blade Works and kind of stays in that route for the rest of the storyline. And so it's like not really a true adaptation of any of particular route of Fate Stay Night, the visual novel, whereas this is going to be a strict manga adaptation of the Unlimited Blade Works route. So it'll basically be the manga adaptation of the anime that we're familiar with, which and I think it has a very appealing art style, and I'm highly looking forward to it. We had some hands raised in the back with the Archer.
So I actually did order the Japanese version of that manga, and it's fabulous. The story is spot on. Visual novel.
Good. That's reassuring to hear. If it's been printed and available to order, I will have to get on that myself.
So, moving on, we now have Fate Extra Record. It appears they're finally deciding to remake Extra after how long? It's been a while.
Yeah, so this has been in the works. We've known about this for, I want to say it was New Year's of 2020 or something they announced this. So this has been in development for a while. We had the announcement that we were getting this weird enigmatic Studio BB thing that was being made just to make Type Moon games that were not visual novels. And it seems like their debut project is this Fate Extra remake. Fate Extra is very beloved by a lot of people, but it doesn't have the best gameplay for a JRPG. So we now have gameplay footage of this from the last, what was it, Gamescom or something like that, or a recent expo in Japan. Yeah, where we had, we finally had some gameplay of this, and we've seen all of the, I think we've seen all the playable servants, and so we have a better idea of what this is going to look like, but there is still nothing as far as, we don't know if it's going to follow the sort of splitting route decision that the original game had, and we don't know when it's going to release. So unfortunately, they're still kind of dangling us on the end of a string with this one, but we're hoping that we'll get a release date soon.
And now,
That's what other people are
It
excited about this.
fucking took them long enough to decide to go, hey, here, we know you like Strange Fake. We're gonna give you something animated. Something.
can do sexy.
Something. Only one episode, and I'm not very happy about that. But it is fine. Strange Fake is finally getting an animated adaptation, and I, for one, am super excited about it. Does anyone want to talk about Strange Fake?
I can talk a little about it.
Yeah, James, come on in.
So, as Joey has talked about before, it's probably going to be aired during the New Year's special, the Japanese New Year's special, which is where they air all the fun, like, Type Moon anime works during New Year's for Fate Grand Order. So that's, and it's just probably just going to be a single episode. We don't really know exactly what else this could be, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be one of the things like El Malloy did, where it just was one episode and then they did a full anime release later. So there is hope, but I think that's all
I just want the Grail War where everything goes wrong. That's all I want. I want the Grail War where America literally just went, oh, I could do this better, and then make their own Grail and royally fuck it up. So the cosmic universes had to come over and ruin everything.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it so bad.
We can do it better, and then we utterly failed.
That's it all.
That's the American way.
And now there's Maho Sukai no Yoru! So, the original Maho Sukai no Yoru, if you are not familiar, at least when it comes to the original story, yes, but the localization, that was the word I was looking for. The localization was very, very bad.
Horrible.
It wasn't very good. The UI wasn't very good. And now that they have announced that they are going to put a little bit more backbone into it, it has actually got a lot of us really excited.
This is one of the Fate games that I still have.
It's not Fate.
Well, yeah, Type Moon games that I have not played, mainly just because of how bad the translation is. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
This is kind of unprecedented, but it's also a bit of a head scratcher. This is the first time, technically, that a Type Moon visual novel has been given a English localization, an official English localization. And so what we're hopeful for is that this will sort of, again, bring the other ones to, because I've been saying this for years and it's so frustrating that I don't know why they just didn't take the Vita remasters of Rialto Nua and Holodiraxia and put them together as one collection and put it on PS4, Switch, and Steam. And it's not too late for that, but this is basically the 10th anniversary of Mahosukai no Yoru. So it's not really a remake in the sense that the Tsugihime was a remake, it's more of a port and a remaster. But even though Maho is a decade old now, it still has fantastic visuals. Go ahead there, with your hands.
So you're saying this visual novel was quote-unquote localized long before the announcement of like the PS4?
No, it wasn't localized.
Well, are you guys talking about fan translation,
You're
right?
talking about fan translation.
Yeah, that's what
Can
I
I
was thinking because he is.
So what happened is this game has been out for over 10 years now, and there have been multiple attempts to fan translate this game. But a lot of the, if you guys have known anything about the Type Moon fandom, it takes time for anything to get translated in our fandom. It takes a long time. And in this case, it took 10 plus years and we're getting an official game before the translation's even done.
R.I.P. Mirror Moon.
Yeah,
God bless.
it was when they went from like Mirror Moon to like GG. I think GG subs, if you're like old, they made a crack at it. They never finished it. It's actually done in French. If you actually know French, you can actually read the game in French. And what happened was, since the French translation got finished first, the fans were like, okay, let's go from French to English. But that never finished either. But you know what? This game comes out in December and we'll all be able to read it. Who here has actually never read an actual like Type Moon like visual novel?
I've not finished.
Well, I hope you all, consider picking up this game and actually experience a Type Moon visual novel like the way that, they were.
It is legitimately refreshing when most if not all of your Type Moon knowledge has been Fate, and then you go back and realize, oh, Nasu actually has an idea for a universe. So it's kind of nice having something else to help flesh that out. And that's why all 4 of us are super excited about this.
And make no mistake, visual novels as a game genre are not for everyone. So if you play it and you find yourself not enjoying it, don't feel bad about it. But to give it the respect I guess it deserves, everything we enjoy from the animated Grand Order, etc., would not exist if it wasn't for those original visual novels. So.
Absolutely. So, Fateless, however you pronounce that. Einherjar. So, we have a Nordic Grail War. It looks really fucking cool, and we have not been told all that much about it. So, it was announced, what, February, right? It was earlier this year.
This is going to be a light novel, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we don't know much about this at all, other than in concept it looks really cool and deals with some really cool characters we're really excited to see. And hopefully, I imagine that if we hear anything else about this, it'll be over New Year's as well.
I want Fenrir. Fenrir.
Yo,
I want a doggo. I want to ride a doggo. Now, this is something that's a little bit different. This is not a Type Moon work. However, we are talking about it today because, who wants to explain why?
Yeah, so those of you may know the main character designer for Type Moon, Takeuchi, and you may know Geno Robochi from having written Fate Zero. This is a product that was a collab between the 2 of them like a decade ago or something like that. And I believe it was another light novel, similar to how Fate Zero was when it first launched. And so it is getting a film adaptation, that's what this is. And so we thought that this would be worth mentioning because that combination, the Type Moon aesthetic, the artwork, and Geno Robochi's like brilliant writing and world building, which gave us one of the best Type Moon works in Fate Zero, is a recipe for success, and we're really looking forward to this. And me personally, I think we talked about this earlier, I would watch anything with Geno Robochi's name on it pretty much. So I'm looking forward to this, even though I have no attachment to the brand as a Type Moon fan.
Anyone else want to talk about it? Okay, cool. So, every now and then people associated with Fate, particularly like Nasu and Takeuchi, do other projects, and since they've done so much for what we like to have their word out a little bit more, and just to compare and contrast some of the different projects with what we already know from Type Moon. Plus, this looks sick as shit, so I gotta want to watch it. Now, it is Grand Order time. So, we're going to have a little chat about Grand Order. Or rather, James is going to have a chat about Grand Order.
Hi. So, raise your hand if you're still playing Fate Grand Order.
I watched the cutscenes.
All right. Who's playing Fate Grand Order NA? All right. That's a lot of people. Who's playing JP? All right. A few people are playing JP. Who plays both? You guys are all mad. Help me. You guys are all madmen. Anyways, so Fate Grand Order is going on for 7 years now, which is pretty crazy to believe. But yeah, let's get this out of the way. So first things first, a little bit about me, myself as an FGO player. I play JP, and this is my servant lineup. You can take a look and see what kind of person I am just based on that. It's not a glow, it's not a flex. Just gonna show you what you're gonna do.
That's not a flex.
I mean, it is. I just wanna get it out of the way. I play JP. I don't play a lot of NA, and that's what's gonna establish.
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, what else we were not gonna be talking about tonight? We are not gonna be talking about arcade. We will not talk about arcade. There will be no
Played arcade.
Yeah, you can't even play this game. Like,
I played it.
I would have played Japan too. I did too. I don't have the cards on me. But anyways, you can't play this. So too bad. I just want to get this out of the way. We're not going to be talking about arcade. It's Onode arcade. That's the name. But we can talk about some cool gameplay things, though. So, recently, the big talk in the FGO meta right now has been the introduction of these bad boys. Who like servant coins? Yeah, okay, so if everyone's general consensus of servant coins being bad is, yeah, they are kind of bad. They kind of suck. So recently they've added servant coins which allow you to strengthen a lot of your older characters with new things like new skills or increasing their level up to the mythical level 120. If you climb to 120 as servant, expect to grind a lot of experience. A lot of experience. But you get cool things like a pen skills, which if you haven't done so already, a pen skill number 1 and number 2 are really good. Number 2 lets you start with 20% NP at level 10, and the first skill will increase your extra attack, which is pretty good. So my general consensus is if you have low stars, like 3 and 4 stars, or even 2 stars, just go ahead and lock all the uppins, get that out of the way, because it's just free, and it's just free gameplay bonuses. But I guess moving on from that, I guess we can talk about the fun things of pure prisms, or whatever these things are. So if you don't know about this, this is one of the newer implementations in the Fate Grand Order, which allow you to just go and grab materials from clearing the story, which, you know, genius, why didn't they just do this earlier so that way I could like beat through Orleans and Camelot and get stuff as I go, but I guess this is something they added in later on, which is nice. But you get 100 of these materials every single year. I think they reset yet. They haven't been implemented for more than a year yet, but they should reset. But this is also really good for people who, you know, let's say for example you're a new player and you need to get
Eggs.
or like eggs or something like that, and you haven't unlocked you have like Godjana for some reason, but you don't have access to the story. But pure prisms, you can just, you know, buy them using pure prisms, and you can raise your Godjana and feel free. Let's move on to the big list. So I was gonna, for those of you who play NA and have friends that play JP and they're just like, ah ha ha, we have things that you don't have in NA, ha ha ha, we have, you know, better quality of life stuff. That all changed like 2 days ago in the most recent live stream. They made it really easy for me to present it because it's just all this stuff. This is literally all the updates that you guys got in NA.
And more. And more.
And more. So you guys basically got the additional support list added onto NA now, which had been on JP for a while. It's really cool. You can now flex more of your servants. Instead of only showing off 9, now you can show off, what is it? 27? You can show off 27 of your servants, which is pretty great, honestly speaking, in a game which is all about, you know, showing your favorite servants and servants that you love. So real quick, who wants to share their favorite servant? I will only be choosing 5 of you. What's your favorite servant? Enkidu? Okay, that's nice.
That's a good.
The banana. Oh!
Yeah!
Yeah, let's go. You. No, the guy behind you.
Comma.
Huh?
Comma.
You love Kama?
Bird Ascension.
Damn. Damn. I'm also weak to the redrop. Redrop, really nice. Really nice. So that was what? I lost count. I'll do 2 more. You with the blue horns.
Mine is Melty.
Melt?
Yeah.
Dude, I love Melt. Those legs, oh. Sorry, bad joke. And the Astolfo.
Do I even need to say it?
Which Astolfo is your favorite?
Probably Ryder.
The Rider one? Okay, that's pretty good. But yeah, so now, as I said before, now you can actually show off more of the servants that you spend your time raising, right? It to me, it was like a pretty smart idea. Who here like hated spending time looking for like a Castoria? You kept refreshing. It was like, where's Castoria? Or like, oh, where's my Scotty? And you just keep refreshing. But now you can actually put three servants up in each slot. It's really good, honestly. And you also got the skill speed up, which is amazing because instead of just watching the animations as you use the skill, you can actually now fast forward it, which makes farming a lot easier. But anyways, what else do we got? So recently in Japan on the JP version, they did a thing which allows you to unlock materials as you raise your servants. This isn't in NA yet, but if you see the thing over there, it says Ascension 4, Every single servant you raise will yield 3 sane quartz. And whenever they do pay you out, whenever that happens on NA, which should be 2 years, you'll get a lot of sane quartz. So you should probably do that.
So we're going to get 1 SSR of that.
I mean, you know, it's hey, if you have like at least 100 servants and you got them all the way up to like that's 300 sane quartz right there, man. Anyways, we're gonna move on.
Enough for a Mapo tofu.
Yeah, that's a lot of Mapo tofu. So this is the part where I have to talk about what's coming out in NA. And normally I would do a big like who should you serve, who should you wait for, who's gonna serve you the best in Fate Grand Order playing gameplay wise. And I just said screw that, and I'm just gonna show you the 3 that you should be rolling for next year. All 3 of these servants you probably have seen or heard about something of, so I'm not gonna I'm just gonna reinforce that you should probably try to get all three of these in best case scenario.
The banner schedule is hell, man.
What?
The banner schedule for next year is going to be hell.
It is going to be hell, but that's your problem, not mine. I lived through it already.
They're back to back.
Yep, they're back to back. These banners. So Lost Belt 6 is coming out in NA next year, and the banner schedule is pain. Do not roll for anything until Avalon the Fae or Lost Belt 6. That's like my best advice for you. But there's so many mines in there between New Year banner, which I'm not going to spoil who's on the New Year banner. I'm sure you all know who's on New Year banner. There's also going to be another character who's also from Hollow to Rixie who's going to show up on the Valentine's banner, who's also pretty cool in my opinion. But it's going to be a struggle, and these are the 3 best servants. Actually, the one in the middle is probably debatably the most powerful servant in the game right now. He's stupid broken. I mean, there's more than just 2 in JP, but sure. He's not strong because of his class. He's strong because he's just bullshit, okay? This man gives you 70% NP charge off of 2 skills. Tell me that's not broken. And he even gives you a damage steroid.
Power levels are bullshit.
Yeah, they are bullshit. Anyways, these 3 servants will probably be the big targets that you want to be aiming for next year on NA. It's going to be really, really rough, honestly speaking. I don't blame anyone for being salty, but that's gotcha, and that's honestly the best. But these 3, they won't do you wrong. If you get one of the 3, they'll serve you really well. But now we'll move on to some other things you'll look forward to in Fate Grand Order eventually in North America. But JP this year also recently got an update to the card system. So before, as you can see on the top left over there, when you started a hand with a quick chain, you would only basically get star drop increase. But now they recently changed it to where if you start your hand with a quick card, your other cards in your hand will get an additional 25% critical chance modifier, which is really good. It actually opens up the card play a lot more so that I'm finding myself starting my hands instead of just automatically defaulting to either Buster or Arts. Buster for the flat damage or Arts for the NP game. Quick is pretty good because you can let's say you have an 80% on your last Buster card with the quick starter, you can change that 80 to 100% and it's good damage. And then last but not least, we have the Mighty Chain, which is if you use 3 different cards like a quick and an Arts and a Buster, you can get an additional modifier with being the additional modifier in the front, whether it's quick for being the first one to get more crit, Arts being you get more Arts, and Buster you get more damage. But overall, you get overall stat bonuses, and that even increases to where you do it with a Mighty Brave Chain, which is basically all the same servant. So that's really good too. But you might get this early on NA. NA right now is really weird in the fact that originally it used to be like NA was just a set 2 years behind JP, but that's not the case so much anymore. Like a lot of people, like the implementation of servant coins and the skill speed up, and a lot of these things it's kind of unprecedented, honestly, where a lot of my friends who were playing NA would be like, yo, what should I be saving for? And now I'm just like, I don't know, man, you might get a random 4-star banner show up randomly, you might get a Summer Kyohime out of nowhere. And that's probably one of the fun things about NA right now is that it's a lot different. It's not like just a copy pasta of JP about how it's been, so it's actually really interesting. honestly, I hope you guys get like a lot more reruns of like 4-star servants that were like super limited at one point. Like the one example I do was Summer Kyohine, or maybe if you get some other limiters like Fujino or something like that. But anyways, like North America right now is like its own thing, and it's really interesting to see. But we're gonna move on to JP stuff because I mostly play JP. This year in JP, we've mostly just been stuck on the Road to 7 campaign, which who here is like somewhat caught up with what's going on in Lost Belt 7? So we all know so you guys all know that there's a type waiting for us at the end of there, right?
Oh, yeah.
We all know there's a type there. Okay, cool. But yeah, in JP we basically been doing the whole Road to 7 campaign throughout the entire year, where we just revisit like all the previous Lost Belts, and we do a lot of the recollection fights that people found were interesting. I kind of hate the Super Recollection Battle Quest because some of the HP gates are kind of unproportionally difficult. They're not easy, but what else do we have in JP? We also have these new advanced quests, which will drop and yield these special CEs, which allow for better drop rates on materials, but I don't think they're that great. It's nice to have hard content in the form of advanced quests that's always available to you, but the marginal percentage of return from these equipping the CEs is not as good as, like, say, using a bond CE like T-Time. So, we're going to skedaddle. So, we also have Trom. Trom came out, which is 6.5. We finally got Charlemagne from Fate Extra Record added to Fate Grand Order. There's also Roland as well as Krimhild, and there's a bunch of other servants too, but just for like the sake of for speed, I just shortened it. And we also got 2 new bronze maps. Those things suck. I hate them. And I'm gonna end on probably my 3 favorite servants that came out in JP. If this is spoilers for you, I'm sorry, but there's only 3, and I'm not gonna But yeah,
Consider it a preview.
just consider it a preview. These are my 3 favorite servants that came out this year. These are my 3 favorite servants. Like, I love Bizet because I love Hollow Arexia. Do I even need to explain why I like Arcwade? Do I need to?
No, you don't.
And then there's Summer Scotty, who is actually... Summer Scotty's actually pretty broken. Like, she's actually pretty broken. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to get into, like, deep gameplay fanatics, but I love her. Does anyone have any, like, quick questions about Fate Grand Order they'd like me to ask really quickly?
One dude over there.
I might go do all the
Yes, I've completed all of them. I hate them. The worst one is the Cerberus one from Lost Belts. 5.1. That Cerberus fight, bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck that Cerberus fight. Yeah.
How much have you spent?
I could probably buy a house.
In this economy?
I've been playing this game for 7 years, so probably.
Would you rather have bought the house?
Probably, yeah. One more. What's up?
What was your worst spook?
Huh?
Your worst spook.
My worst spook?
Worst poll.
No, when you're going from 1 and you're spending like all your savings and you see like the flash, like the rainbow flash.
So the thing for me about spooks is I don't consider a 4-star a spook. It's only a hard spook for me if it's a SSR.
5-star.
Yeah, if it's a 5-star, then it's a spook. If it's a 4-star same class, I don't consider it a spook. But for me, recently, JP hasn't been too bad because the yen is really low right now. So I can kind of abuse it, and JP has pity. JP has pity, NA does not have pity yet. That is the one good feature that is the biggest thing that's missing from JP to NA. So if you don't know, JP has pity, which means you're guaranteed SSR character in 900 Syncords. 900 Syncords.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's Just like 1,000 save points.
If you guys have more stuff about Fate Grand Order, I'll be here at the end of the panel if you guys want to know about Fate Grand Order.
So,
All right, so we're getting ready to wrap this up a little bit. Do we want to do questions at the end? Have we got time? So I want to talk about this for a minute. This is, like I said, this year, yesterday we did our cosplay photo shoot, and this is the 10th year in a row that we've done that. And as far as this panel, we've been doing this panel here in Week in Atlanta since 2014. So this is a big deal to us. It's a big deal to me. And this audience right here, this fan base, is what makes it worth it. You guys are the best thing about doing this. You guys are the best thing about this franchise and about this fan base. And all of you is what makes me want to come back and do this every single year. And it makes it one of the highlights of my year. So right here on the screen is a YouTube channel that we started a little while ago, but we didn't really put much effort into, that I have uploaded some of the old panels to, some compilations of some of the photo shoots, but most importantly, I put together a 10th year anniversary tribute video for the group, and I had really hoped to show it in this panel at this very moment, but we ran into some technical difficulties at the last minute.
AKA
so,
the internet shit.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is the moment that this panel ends and I'm able to get a good internet connection, I'm going to hit the button to publish that video public, and all of you will be able to see it. This is mainly a love letter to the cosplayers and the fans that have supported us over the last 10 years. And I hope that that passion resonates with you guys when you watch it.
But legit, it is really nice, despite all the crazy shit that all four of us spew out every now and then. It is really nice to sometimes hear or have people listen to it, hear it, and then, for whatever reason, value our opinions on it. And we do greatly appreciate every single one of you, whether or not we know your name. Y'all are beautiful, and I can't speak for them, but I love all of y'all.
We love you!
Thank you!
So we have a little under 10 minutes, so we may have to make this pretty quick, but I think the way we should do questions is to form a single file line at this orange extension cord right here, so we can form a linear line back, so we know where we can cut it off when the panel's about to end, and we'll have our discussion and give away our final prize.
We make no promise that we're going to get to your question, by the way.
But we will give away the final prize.
Oh, George. Hey. How you doing?
What you got, George?
Oh, I'm very curious about area, so I assume there's only like previous stuff and just a little synopsis of what's going on. So, is it really like a Nordic Holy Korean War, or is it set in Nordic times with Nordic servants or gods?
If I'm not mistaken, from what we know, which is not much, admittedly, it is set in.
It's starring Brunhilde and Sigurd's.
Yeah, it's actually set in the historical period.
Yeah.
But that will be yet to be seen.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so who would win? Saber or Saber Alter? Saber or Saber Alter? Who would win?
Who would win between Saber and Saber Alter?
Saber Alter.
Well, Saber Alter in Heaven's Field kind of has a bottomless pit of mana from the Dark Grail, so she can just blast off her Noble Phantasm like it's nobody's business. But we actually do get to see, if you played Fatal Limited Codes, you can play as Alter Saber and go through the tournament mode, and it's actually like a rival fight at the end with regular Artoria. They have like this grudge match kind of thing. I don't know if I guess it depends on Avalon, in my opinion, like if regular Artoria has Avalon or not. Because if she does, I'm putting my bets on her. If she doesn't, maybe the other way around.
Also, one more.
Yeah.
Would you want a remaster of Fatal Limited Codes with good rollback netcode?
Oh, absolutely.
I want all fighting games to have rollback netcode.
Absolutely.
What kind of stupid fucking question is that?
All right, next
It's never
question.
gonna happen. Okay.
Well, of course it's never going to happen.
Well, we can agree. No. Okay, so keep it short. I see a lot of amazing character designs from amazing artists in Fate Grand Order. My personal favorite is Shiro Mira. Who is your favorite Fate art? Who is your favorite artist for Fate Grand Order?
Yeah.
Why can I? Is it Wada Arco? Is that Fate Extra? Well, yeah, Wada Arco for sure.
There's also Raita, there's also Udra.
I do not like Raita, except for the stuff they did for Valkyria Chronicles.
I'm a fan of Reaper. I like Reaper.
Did you see what article came out with?
Yeah, the exhibition, the one.
I want that so bad.
Good. Those are so good. But I don't live in Japan.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, yes sir.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what was the FGO expert's name again?
Oh, I'm James.
James?
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I couldn't see it from the back. Can I see your support list again?
Oh, wait, what? You want to look at this?
Yeah.
Okay. The code's not on there, but if you want to take a look.
All MP5s? That's wild.
They're not all MP5s.
They're all 10-10-10s though.
But quite
They're all 10-10-10s.
She's just a support, so yeah.
If you want to talk, you have a Twitter or Discord?
I don't even.
Yes sir.
So if I want to go through like, because there was like a few of the games that I didn't have like access to the console. What do you think will be the best way to do it?
There are pretty robust emulators for PSP to be able to play Fate Extra and Fate Limited Codes. And Fate Extella and Extella Link are also available on Steam. And Steam Switch and PS4, so they're pretty accessible. The topic of accessibility is pretty tough because the original visual novels are all untranslated. So you're playing a fan translated ROM and it's from an old software, so it's always going to be tough. But there's pretty good PSP emulators for all those games, and then anything after Extella is modern, so you should have an easy time getting that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, Grills this.
What you got?
I just want to ask, why do you think MP7 so hard target?
Alright, cool. Dude, you want to play some? You live in Georgia, right? Yeah. I got your Twitter, right? Was it yesterday? You beat my ass with your phone.
Okay.
It's okay.
Do you want me to do it in the Discord?
Just do it now.
Hey, is Kashmir from the Discord? Are you here in the room? I guess not. Okay.
What's your
well, rest in peace. They don't get their bean.
What you got, Brianna?
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you for your
Thank you. Thank you so much. Who wants this? Maybe we need to like YOLO throw it or something.
don't throw Tim.
I'm gonna go.
People?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you randomly YOLO pick because it's technically yours anyway.
I'll do it backwards like a...
Yeah, if you want
No, we're gonna roll it and just beat it.
I'm not